Not a sound. A single cloud softens the sun. Swaying together, first nest and young bamboo. Drifting, spent as mayflies, April snow. Which is nobler, old heron, the hard rain or salt? Waiting to sing, the puddle full of tadpole. Secret as the nest of fawns, the hearts of cattails wandering.
Good evening, everyone. Mark Kenny here with you. It is a Friday evening. It's about 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. You're listening to WOOLLP 100.1 FM in Bellows Falls. What's in the background? It is Harry Hudson. All week long, I've been putting up posts on the Earbiz page. Very happy to have Harry here tonight. And he's an artist, musician, poet. And he is now in Vermont, and a very interesting man. Had quite an interesting background, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We are going to talk about the music in the background. Harry has put together an album, correct?
Correct.
And, we're here to talk about the album, but, we want to know a little bit about you, too. So let's give a big ear bisque welcome to Harry Hudson.
Thank you, everybody. It's nice to be here.
It's fun.
It's a beautiful studio.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Harry. Tell us how this all started. Well, you know what? Before you do that, tell us what this is.
This is a spoken word record of haiku to music that I composed for the album.
At the ends of
it occurs each track over the span of a year, which is traditional in haiku books. And the album at large is like a haiku long poem. I think that's about the safest description I can come up with.
Yeah, it's very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff.
A 10-year project.
Yep.
Began with an invitation from my sister to share with her a haiku a day through the mail for a year. And it started out being daunting, and it turned out to be one of the greatest gifts I'd ever allowed myself.
Mm-hmm. It's I sat with Harry last night. We had dinner. It was a good time. We had a great time, and he showed me some of his haikus on the computer, and just absolutely amazing stuff. And then you put music behind it, and the music is just perfect. Just perfect.
For the longest time, I've been looking for a format that would take haiku off of the page and into people's minds in ways that they've been experiencing in our culture. So music was a fine place to start.
Mm-hmm.
But as an artist, I've also been working with visual imagery and headed toward the web with that, possibly even animation.
Yep. It's you showed me Jana and I a 7-minute presentation. I'm not sure, kind of a slideshow, but it seems more interactive than that. You know what I mean? Even though when you're not told to push a button or anything, you're forced to read.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's interesting. Tell us about that. Tell us how that is all set up.
Well, that part of my practice in haiku is to work from experience. And in creating the visuals from that, I was working with objects that were found objects, and I would bring them home and place them on a scanner. And I would scan the objects directly and compose images from that. And so that DVD, Snow on Water, is built around that idea. Sort of a walking meditation.
Yeah, and it was funny because both Jana and I, we sat down and you set everything up, and you said, "Oh, this is going to be like 7 minutes," and you turned off the lights and started it, and after 7 minutes, I felt different. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just kind of like relaxing and. Yeah.
I have an issue with that myself. When I revisit the work many times, I begin to get sleepy, and ultimately I drift into a trance. And it has been this way since the beginning.
Yeah,
I believe it works in the level of dreams when it's done right.
Mm-hmm. So, I thought maybe the CD was all part. I mean, the DVD was all. We were going to put together a package, a collection.
That's correct. The idea is that the CD and the DVD and handmade books are all part of a body of work that is representing the 10 years of work.
Yeah, 10 years of haiku, of writing haiku.
I like it.
Every day. I mean, it just, that's a huge project. I mean, this is something you've been working on for, 10 plus years. I don't know.
I counted one day when I was still in Tennessee. This project started in Tennessee, in the mountains of Tennessee, and continues in Vermont. And I counted, today I'm at about 7,500 miles walked in this meditation. That's like walking from here to California and back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool stuff. All right, the name of the album, is it
Brush and Drum?
Brush and Drum. And influenced by, I could hear it immediately, was Native American.
That was my hope.
Yeah.
Originally, haiku was done with brush on scrolls and illustrations included, known as haiga. And I have been doing that as well. But I started with Michelle's project, doing it in the computer primarily.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the 10 years, I've found my way back into working by hand. And the reference in Brush and Drum is the path from the Japanese East meets West in the Native American voice.
Mm-hmm. Cool. There's so much, I'm remembering it. And I'm sitting there going, I want to talk about this. So for a year, there was the postcard.
Ah.
Yeah, tell us about that. Tell these people about that. It just seemed
well, as an artist, it was the most natural thing for me to also think visually. Haiku is a very visual poetry, and often the haiku would come from something that you see, and you want to relate that in some way. And so on a daily basis, whatever was available, if it suited the mood, was included in the piece. It could be everything from a rubbing to a found object to scans. It could be a clipping from a map. So there was quite a lot of variety in that regard. And then there were a lot of inside references between Michelle and I, because it was directly a sort of diary of our year together. Mm-hmm. And how our work and how our year was influencing each other.
Yeah, it's just amazing stuff. I mean, you look at this stuff and it's little pieces of art. Do you know what I mean? With stamps on them.
So they went through the mail. So as a designer, I would anticipate where the cancellation mark would go.
Yep.
And sometimes they would become a very active part of the composition when it was finished. Other times they'd come back damaged. Something would happen to them in the process, and that's all part of the loveliness of being present in a haiku mind.
All right, let's listen to some more.
Whiteness. Old snow, new snow. Sharing sequence. Whiteness, more to the skunk than moonlight can tell. Shining from the snail's caress, a forgotten leaf.
What we're listening to is a spoken word album new from Harry Hudson. It's called Brush and Drum, and it is a mix of his music, guitar music mostly, and his haiku. And interesting stuff.
The stream reverses.
Oh, I thought that was you talking in the background.
I do that, you know.
You snuck up on me. So talk a little bit about how some of your haiku is different than regular haiku.
It's a phenomenon in English language haiku that it came to English language in the form of 575 syllables, and it's a fabulous form to teach in grammar school because it teaches us to be creative while counting syllables. Summer dawn. But modern haiku, as of today, has abandoned that form in the interest of better content. And I was never interested in the form. It's like going to a museum and seeing the frame and not the painting. So for me, when I began writing, I was reading translations in English done without attention to the syllable counting form. I've never thought twice about it in the writing, but in every presentation, there's that question of form that returns from the audience. After 60 years in English, the form has and continues today to evolve as a living poetry. Some practitioners today only write in one line, while others form pictographs, combining the words and message. And that's just the text. Then there's the presentation of it with poems and images, photography, computer graphics, and video. They found their way into what was once brush and ink scrolls.
All right, the album is out for sale, correct?
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Okay, so give us the address. We want to say that a few times too. Give us the address.
The website is www.arcadiadesigns.net, and there is a menu there for CD and DVD, and it's available through there. Currently, it's available as a limited edition signed.
Cool. I saw the packaging. You know what? It looks great. The whole thing just looks great. I was wicked impressed.
I was a designer once upon a time. I suffered through that for 20 years.
Well, you did a great job. You did a great job.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, let's go out. We're going to listen to the rest of this track, and then we'll be back. You're listening to WOOL LP 100.1 FM in Bellows Falls, and thank you once again, Harry.
Thank you for having me, Mark. It's a pleasure. Whiteness. Blind as a ghost leaving. Even this.